are you feeling? Use your voice with me.
Good morning. Thanks, Barbie. We did it. We completed the Barbie challenge. I got to put these on, which is really hard to do when you have horns. And I'm wearing horns so you know where to hold your head. I super recommend everybody go out and get some Viking helmets. That would really help me guide you through your yoga practice, especially today. It's the hip decathlon. Are you guys ready for this? The hip decathlon. So if you're new to this channel, if you're watching this video for the first time, one, I apologize. And two, if you can, leave a comment. Just let me know you're here. It's nice to see so many beautiful faces. At least I see them in the comment section here of those of you that have supplied a picture through Google or whatever. But Lee, Sandy, Carrie, Mom, you need to up your Google game because you're just a blank head thing with a body, torso. It's on Twitter, it used to be the egg. Do you know what I'm talking about? Hi, Jenny. Good morning, Jenny, dear. I'm so happy to see all of you guys. I got nothing. It's just the hip decathlon, But I was thinking when I took my bath this morning, if there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. And that's my way of saying, I wrote that this morning in the bath. And I was thinking, don't worry, man. Don't worry. Hi, JR. Everything's going to be okay. But I do want to begin today and frequently by just taking a moment to express my appreciation for medical personnel and for emergency responders. And another one, I've got a third one today, and that is parents. Because I've had to try to keep a 7-year-old entertained for the last 10, 11 days, whatever it's been. Hi, Jamie. And it's challenging for her, my daughter, because, one, I still have to work and try to pay for this studio here with nobody coming. So your donations and your patronage are certainly appreciated. And then... That's it. But especially for you parents, man, just sending out my love to you. And I'm sending out my love to everybody that is trying to stay healthy or is worried about someone who's not. And if you're not well, then this class today with all these practitioners who are going to do it live with me and also who I hope are going to stream it later, if you'll just put some good vibes out into the universe for that. I'm not that kind of a hoo-hooey super ceiling surfer guy, but, positive energy. I went to the grocery store. This is the last thing, and then we're going to start. I went to the grocery store yesterday just to pick up stuff and hopefully find some toilet paper. Did you guys see the video online? Sorry for the digression of people attacking a pallet being rolled out into Costco of toilet paper. There's a video online, got to look for it. I don't know where it is. But what somebody did was they took that video of basically people just shuffling over to a moving pallet. The guy couldn't even roll it out and open it before people started reaching into the plastic liner and tearing it out. So somebody was really clever, and they put a soundtrack over it of zombies, like from a zombie movie, like tearing a body apart, because that's exactly what it looked like. It was super hilarious. But anyway, I went to the grocery store. Here's my point. I went to the grocery store, And I come down an aisle and I accidentally back into somebody and they back into me. And we both like jump back 6 feet. That's a go-go song. Jump back 6 feet, round and round and round. Woo! We got the beat. Yeah. There's a yoga class in here somewhere for those of you that are new. I really appreciate you bearing with me. We both jump back 6 feet and we turn around. We're like, oh, I'm sorry. Sorry I got into your, designated space. It's just getting weirder now. The grocery stores and Target are like, thank you for being here. Your concern is our utmost safety. Please maintain a distance of 6 feet. And I also heard some woman telling another woman, like, you need to be 6 feet away from me. So I'm concerned that this big crisis, unlike 9/11, where it was we, and I think somebody was talking about this on Joe Rogan. It's not an original thought of mine, but we're very much we're in a me mode. I got to look out for me. Me need toilet paper. Me need sanitizer. So anyway, spread the love, share the love. Karen, what do you mean my horns are on backwards? How dare you criticize my horns? So we're just going to see where I can get with this, because I swear to you, this is hot, right? So maybe this is me doing some hot yoga today. Let's get it started, everybody. You guys ready to practice? Yeah, we were ready to practice 7 minutes ago when you went on. All right. Point your toes straight forward, slide your left foot back, flip your toes over, press down into the top of your foot. Pull your groin back, stick out your butt. If we go to the side, you can see booty out. Lift your left leg into the air. Point your foot down. And again, pull your groin back so you're not leaning back to hold your leg up. Somebody send me a comment. Let me know if you can hear me okay. And then reach back with your right hand, capture your left foot, pull your heel to your tailbone, and slowly place your left palm on your knee and lift your left knee up. Today we're doing the hip decathlon. That's 10 poses, but actually there's more that are going to help us loosen up those hips. Grab below the knee, above the ankle, lift your shin away from the floor, and again, don't forget to stick out your butt. Thank you, Kelly. Good morning, Kelly. And then slowly release that left foot to the floor. Welcome to the hip decathlon, everybody. Slide your left foot back, flip your toes over, press down into the top of your foot, and stick out your butt. What am I doing on that camera? How did that happen? Boy, this is embarrassing. See, under quarantine, there's no camera guy. So this has been a running joke for a while now. I can't seem to be facing the right camera at the right time. Lift your knee, point your toes down, stick out your butt. Now draw your knee to your knee, reach back with your left hand, grab your right foot, and slowly hinge forward. Grab onto a chair, a wall, or place your hand on your knee, or reach down for your yoga block on the floor. Lift your right knee away from the floor. Good morning, Dad. Slowly release and lift your right shin. Grab above the foot. Don't grab your foot, grab above the foot. Lift the shin away from the floor. So we're shortening our usual warm-up today to do more of a hip socket type of a warm-up. Go ahead and plant that right foot. Reach both hands up into the air and slide your thumbs over your ears. And if you've already have your Viking helmet, grab your horns, Bring your elbows in narrow, stick out your butt, and lift your heart up. Look up at the ceiling. And your hands holding your head, looking up at the sky, feels a little bit like, why, God? Why? And I imagine his response is, because yoga. Learning to deal. Exhale, slowly hinge forward. Fingertips to the floor. Little bend in those knees. Shift your weight from side to side. You can't do it wrong. Stick out your butt. Push it out, stick it out, way out. Dun, 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 dun. Push it good. Walk your hands over to your right foot and grab your right ankle with your left hand. Reach your right hand to the ceiling and bend your left knee. Pull your collarbones away from your right thigh. Bend the left knee, push into the right heel, reach up with the right hand. Release, slowly lower that right arm. Walk your hands over to your left. Grab your left outer ankle with your right hand. Grab the inside if the outside is too unavailable to you. Shift your weight and bend your right knee. Reach your left hand up. Push into your left heel. And now pull your collarbones away from your left thigh. And reach down. Plant your hands. Step back into plank. Lower your knees. Tabletop. What? That's right. Lower into a tabletop. And what I want you to do is keep your right knee bent at 90 degrees, but take it off the floor. That means that your right big toe is pointing at the ceiling. And then lower your knee and lift your big toe. Lift and lower. And I want you to keep that knee bent. Make sure that you're operating from the glute here and the back, and you're not straightening your leg as you lift it to switch from hamstring to quad. We want to stay on that hamstring. And then lower your right knee. Keep your left knee bent and lift your left knee off the floor so your left big toe is pointing at the ceiling. And now go up and down, keeping the bend in the knee. So a way to think about this is imagine trying to hold an orange at the back of your knee and prevent it from slipping out of your grip of your bent knee. And release. Now we're going to take right knee to the right. Think about a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Lift your right knee to the right. It's still bent 90 degrees. And then bring right knee back to left knee. And then lift. Oh, I got to pee a little bit more. Knee to knee. Lift it up. Knee to knee. Lift it up. Knee to knee. Lift it up. This is the equivalent of, for a dog, of a man shaking it off, I guess. Sorry, that was crude. It's Saturday. Lower your right knee next to your left. Lift your left knee and float it to your left like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Then bring your knee back to your knee and lift it up again. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. Now, if you did 9 on one side and you did 7 on the other, don't be concerned that you're going to spontaneously burst into flames. Just warm up those muscles. Place your left knee back to your right. And now we're going to slide right foot back until the leg is straight and the right knee's off the floor. Now pick up your right foot and point your right toes to the right, and then bring your right leg forward so that you could see your toes if you look to the right. Bring your foot back and point your toes down. Lift your toes so they point to the right. Draw your foot forward with your leg straight, pressing through the heel. Pull your leg back and point the toes down. Turn the toes out. Draw the foot forward. Pull it back. Point the toes down. Point the toes out. Draw your leg forward. Pull back. Point down. One more. Turn your foot to the right. Float it out to the right. Pull it back and lower the knee. Now, your left glute, it's on fire. Yeah. And the only way to put it out is to make your right butt cheek on fire. So slide your left foot back. Lift your left big toe or toes off the floor. Point your toes to the left. Draw your foot to the left. Press through the heel so it remains as straight as possible. Draw it back and point the toes down. Turn the toes out. Draw the leg forward. Pull the foot back. Point the toes down. Turn them out. Go forward. Pull back. Point down. Turn out. Go forward. Pull back. Point down. One more. Turn out. Go forward. Pull back. Lower that knee. Now, grip your mat. And step back, lift the knees off the floor, press back into down dog or crouching cat. Spread your fingers, grip the floor. Take deep breaths, just like Barbie this morning. Thank you, Barbie, for guiding us through our 5-day, 10-second meditation, because we have to start somewhere, people. Couple more deep breaths here. One more. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up. Step to the top. Lower your left knee down. Rise up into Knight's pose. And just push your hips forward. Pushing your right knee over your right toes. Now, one more thing, plant your hands and slide your right foot out to the right, like we were going to do a gate pose, okay? But keep your hands planted on the floor and turn your right foot out about 45 degrees. Let's go alongside. And I want you to pull your hips back to the right, so your right knee has to bend, come forward, and then go to your left. Go back. Now, if you think about where your pubic bones are in space, go to the right and come forward, and then go left. You are drawing with your pubic bones a circle counterclockwise. And then come to 12 o'clock, and then go to 3, go to 6, go to 9, and go the other way. Like when you ride that roller coaster, and it gets to a hill and it goes all the way up, and then you're like, oh shit, we're gonna go the other way. Oh shit, yeah. Doesn't that feel good? And step your right knee in. Lift both knees up. Press your heart back to your feet. Crouching cat. Lift your left leg up. Step forward. Lower the right knee down. Rise up into Knight's position. Place your hands on your left thigh and just push your knee over your toes for a second. Deep breaths. If you're watching my yoga class for the first time, I'm really trying to check my language. It would make my mom so happy. But do know they slip out. It's not to offend anybody, but just think of this yoga class as NSFQ, not safe for quarantine. Now pull back, plant the hands, slide left foot left, and keep your hands on the floor instead of coming up into a gate. And now pull your hips back over to your left. So your left toes probably want to turn out a little bit. And forward and to the right. So now your pubic bones are drawing a circle over the edge of your mat clockwise. Just move to create sensation, find range of motion, push blood into those muscle fibers, and slow to 12 o'clock. Oh, we're going to go the other way. You guys, we're going to go back the other way. Back to 6, over to 3 and 12. 9, 6, 3 and 12. We're getting freaky. We're getting freaky on this mat today. And then slide that left knee in. Spread your fingers over the top edge of your mat. Push back, lift the knees, and we're back in down dog or crouching cat. Let's do a sun salutation. Lift your right leg up. Step forward. Turn to your left. And reach your left hand to the ceiling. Reach down and turn to the top of your mat. Reach both hands up. Lean forward, reach back. Step forward, squat down, reach up. Pull the elbows down. Rise up, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Lift your left leg up, breathe in. Exhale, step back. Inhale, right hand high. Exhale, plant your hand, step back. Chest to the floor, push, and press. So if you want to do those up dogs, you're definitely welcome to do those. The mechanics of the push-ups, for me, trump the need to get that bend in the back, which really only goes to the lumbar. Lift your left leg up, step forward. I really need to teach a class just on that. Turn to your right. Place your left hand on the floor, underneath your chest. Right hand on the side of your head, grab your horn. No, I'm sorry, we're not doing that today. Sorry, guys. Reach your right hand out. Reach up, turn your chest to the right, reach down, and turn to the top of your mat. And step, oh my God, I totally screwed this up. Step your right foot forward, lift halfway up. Just straighten out your back. Now I got it. Step your right foot back, reach both hands up. I just randomly created a new pattern that would be good for the hips. I prepared for the class and I screwed up the salutation, my bad. Reach up. That's the fun of doing it live. You can't edit it out. That was a mistake. Lean forward, reach back. Step forward, squat down. Reach up, pull the elbows down. Straighten your legs, straighten your arms. Exhale, fold forward. Lift your right leg into the air. Step back. Reach your left hand into the air. Take a deep breath. Plant your left hand. Step back. Do a push-up. And remember, guys, you can do those up dogs if you like them. Press back into crouching cat or down dog when you're done. Lift your right leg up. Breathe in. Step forward. Turn to your left. Reach your left hand to the left and then up for the ceiling. Reach down and turn back to the top. Reach both hands up. Lean forward, reach back. Step forward, squat down, reach up. Arms are straight. Exhale, pull the elbows. Inhale, rise up, arms straight, legs straight. Exhale, fold forward. Lift your left leg, Exhale, step back. Right hand high, breathe in. Plant your hand, step back. Touch your chest to the floor. You can always do like 3, 4, 5 push-ups there if you want. Press back, left leg lifts. Step forward. Turn to your right. Right hand reaches to the right and then up for the ceiling. Reach down and turn to the top. Reach both hands up, breathe in. Lean forward, reach back, breathe out. Step forward, squat down, reach up, Utkatasana. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Right leg lifts. Step back. Left hand high. Reach down, step back. Touch your chest to the floor. Do some push-ups. Come in up dog, cobra. Press back when you're done. Step your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Step your pinky toes to the edge of your mat. Let's put it that way. Little bend in the knees. Try to tear your mat in half. Lower the knees. Make sure your knees are wide too, to the long edges of your mat. Pull your hips back and rest your head for a moment. And I'm not, because if I do that, my mouth is going to go right to my microphone. But feel free here to pause, catch your breath, slow your heart rate down. We don't want to bring it all the way down. We just don't want to go to standing, gasping for air. Walk your hands back. Lift your butt. Step your left foot forward into Knight's pose. All right, plant that right hand. Lift your right knee. Turn your chest to the right and rise up. Turn the right foot out. Warrior two. This is your basic. I just looked in the mirror. I am so hot right now. Reach your hands away from your chest and bend your right knee. And, you know, there's people still, everybody's walking their dog and trying to get some exercise. So I've got a lot of windows facing Broadway. People are walking by all over the place. There's a dude talking to himself, doing yoga, wearing a knit Viking horns. So I'm thinking really strongly. We have to hold this pose anyway, so just bear with me. I'm thinking very strongly about, I can take all of this shit outside. I can just turn the cameras around. I roll out my desk mic and stuff. And I'm, one of these days, on a nice day, I'm just gonna do it right out there on the sidewalk, just so that people can sort of step into the studio or try to step around me when I grab their ankles. All right, now, place your hands on your hips, straighten your right leg. Stick out your butt, begin to bend your left knee. I want you to slowly bow your heart towards your left foot. And your right foot, bring it in slightly so that you can keep drawing your heart down, your butt back. Slowly lift your left heel. Place your hands on the floor if you need to here, guys. And once your left heel lifts, lift your right toes and plant your right spider. That's your hand of fingertips only on the floor. Left hand into half skull. Slide the thumb over the ear. That would be grabbing the Viking horn, the left Viking horn, if you were dumb enough to keep wearing that hat. Because I'm not stupid. I only wore it for 15 minutes without even being aware I had it on. I'm like, why am I sweating so bad? Keep lowering the right ear towards the right knee. Pull the left armpit back. Press down into the right heel. Tighten that right hamstring so that you stretch the center of the fibers. And then slowly release. And if you need to, leave a hand on the floor. Maybe even put another hand on the floor. But if you want to try, lower your right foot. Take your right hand off the floor. Shift your weight and rise back up. We always want to challenge the hallux joint, the ankle, the knees. Now we're back into our warrior stance, right foot out, left foot pointing forward. Left arm behind your back, right hand reaches for the sky. And as you lower left shoulder towards left ankle, think about like a chip on your shoulder, trying to slide that chip off your shoulder so that we can become a we nation again. Slide that chip off your shoulder and keep your chest facing the wall. Don't turn to the ceiling. Don't look up for the ceiling. Don't make it a back bend. Make it a lateral bend. Your inner thigh wants that. Your hip wants that. And slowly release. Turn your right foot in. Turn your left foot out to the top edge of your mat. And I want you to work your left foot. Let's go short side. Left foot to the long left edge of your mat. And I want your right foot with your toes on the right long edge of your mat. This is like a wide warrior one stance. Turn your hips as best you can to the top edge of your mat and lunge into your left knee. Your hands don't have to be any particular place. Just breathe. But try to push down into your right pinky toe Okay, we're going to be doing some moving because Decathlon is a bunch of events, right? So rather than thinking about poses this morning, I'm thinking about hip events that we're doing, or basically movements instead of poses. Now, right hand to the floor. I want to make sure I'm on the right camera here. Okay, good, so you guys can see this. Right hand to the floor. Left hand reaches forward, and that puts some weight, your body weight, in front of your left foot. Plant the right hand flat, and slowly slide right foot forward and kick it through your leg and arm. Reach back with your left hand, point your right big toe, and lift your butt off your left heel by lifting your left heel. That's a lot. Now kick your leg back to where it was, reaching forward, and rise up. Your left hand comes to your low back. Right hand to the top of your head. Square your hips to the top of your mat and lift right elbow away from the floor. And then slowly release. This is what happens. You confine a child and take her out of school and all of her social... Come here.
Hi.
Get out of here. Where were we? Place your right hand on the floor. Reach your left hand forward. Slide or lift your right foot off the floor. Kick it through your right arm and left leg. Reach back as you push your right big toe forward. Lift your left heel. Pull your leg back. Step back to the edge of your mat and rise up. Left hand on your sacrum. Right hand on the top of your head. Lift your right elbow, look up. And one more time, guys. Plant the right hand. Reach the left hand forward. Lift the right foot or slide it through. Kick all the way forward, reach all the way back. Lift and release. Step back, rise up. Left hand on your sacrum. Right hand on the top of your head. Lift your right elbow. Plant your right hand, this time on your mat. Leave that left hand on your sacrum. When you lift your right foot, kick your heel to your butt. Reach back and grab right foot with your left hand. Pull your heel to your butt and lift your right knee away from the floor. And then release your foot, step back, lower your right knee, and pull your hips back. And your left quad is so grateful, right? Plant your spiders, lift your heart, breathe. And slowly slide through the left heel. Then push the heel down. Now let's hit those inner thighs. Come forward, plant both hands, lift right knee, turn right heel down, and slide left foot halfway back, and then kick it through your right arm and left leg. Right hand comes off the floor. And then bend your right knee, push back and forward, push back and forward, and one more time, push back and forward. Crouching cat or downward facing dog, guys. Slow your breath down. One more breath. Exhale your knees to the floor. Sit back to your heels. Walk your hands back, place them on your thighs. And we're doing a reset. My perfect kid And she's got a wicked sense of humor. So a lot of times she throws on her gangster rap outfit, such as much as a 7-year-old can have one, and just bounces around the house. Step your left foot forward. Lift your right knee and turn to the long side of your mat. Hands on your outer thighs. Bend one knee at a time. Push your butt back. Bring your heart over to one foot. Hover over it. And the more you bring your weight over to one side, maybe turn the toes a little bit more, draw the heart over to the short side of your mat a little bit more. Feet aren't glued to the floor. They can shift and move as we turn. And let's go ahead and rise up. Turn the left foot out and come into Warrior Two. Heel aligns with arch or other heel. And the left shin is perpendicular to the earth. Reach your hands away from your heart. I typically always hold Warrior Two and Triangle really a long time. This is not only where we start to open the hips, because the best shorthand for working into your hip socket is how close you can get your heart to your knee or below it, right? That's just a crude barometer of how we're getting into the hips. But also, Warrior Two is about stability. I always encourage my students, and when I come into Warrior Two, I always close my eyes and feel the bottom of my feet. So at 54, my practice is very much about strengthening my kinetic chain, keeping a strong, healthy back and posture, and keeping full range of motion through the body. It's no longer about getting my foot behind my head or busting a handstand on the beach. As we get older, we have to push ourselves further, because as we age, our body is designed to slowly allow cells to die off that we're not using. So we got to keep using them. All right. Straighten your left leg. Place your hands on your hips. Let that left foot slide in slightly and slowly push your butt back and draw your heart towards your right big toe. It doesn't matter if your right heel's on the floor or off at this point. Lower your heart until you feel the weight shift into the front of your right foot as your hips come down and the heel lifts. You can turn the left toes up. Place your left spider on the floor. Right hand to half skull. Thumb slides over the ear. Lift your chest so you can look forward. And slowly lower left ear to left knee. And then press left knee into, or left heel into the floor. Pin the right armpit back. You're trying to keep your eyes on that same place on the wall in front of you that you were looking at before you leaned left. And then rise back up. And you can put hands on the floor or take them off. Challenge yourself any way you like. And plant the right heel, plant the front of the left foot, shift the weight to the left foot, and roll on up and out. That feels so good. Turn the left toes forward again. Right hand on your low back, hand on your outer hip if necessary. Reach your left hand up. Keep your left knee bent and your left arm straight. Lower your right shoulder and slide that other chip off your shoulder. If you want to feel more tone in that right inner thigh line, Try to slide your right heel in a centimeter and unlock the right knee just a hair more. Release. And we're going to turn left foot in and turn right foot out. Take the right foot to the long edge of your mat to your right now, and step left foot forward until your big toe is right there on the edge of your mat. Now we have to work through this other side. I hear you. Like psychically, I hear you. It's just like, I don't want to do this, man. This is going to be hard. No, it's new. It's new. Things aren't difficult, they're new. Like dealing with the pandemic, it's not difficult, it's just new. We've never had to deal with a pandemic before. If we keep this up, we're going to get really good at it, and that would suck to get good at. Ready? Plant the left hand, reach your right hand forward, and slide your left foot if you can't lift it. Kick it through your right leg and left arm. Point your left big toe, reach back with your right hand, and try to lift your body off the floor. And then reach forward as you step back. And we just come up. Right hand on your sacrum. You got that middle finger right between your butt cheeks. And your left hand on the top of your head. Lift your left elbow, look straight up. And then let's break it down again. Reach your left hand to the floor. Reach your right hand forward. Slide or lift your left foot and kick it through. Reach your right hand back. Try to separate your left big toe from your right palm and lift your butt. And then reach forward as you step back and rise up. Right hand on your sacrum, left hand on the top of your head. Lift your left elbow, look up. And then one last time, guys. Plant your left hand. Reach your right hand forward. Kick your left foot through. Reach hand away from big toe. And then reach forward, step back, and rise up. Right hand to the sacrum, left hand to the top of the head. Look up, lift your left elbow. And then slowly come forward. Plant your left hand on the corner of your mat. Lift your left leg into the air. Grab your left foot with your right hand. And then lift your left knee. Push into right heel. Release your foot. Plant your right hand. Step your left foot back. Oh my God. Slide your right foot to the center of your mat. And then turn your left heel down. Reach up with your left hand. Kick your right leg through. Bend your left knee. Push back. Come forward. Push back. Come forward. Push back. And release. Crouching cat or down dog. Yeah. Did you hear about Scott Henderson? He died teaching his own class. Well, that might be a good way to go. Take one more deep breath. Lower your knees and slide your hips back and rest your head. Guys, don't you love yoga when it's over? But I love that it's given me some form of discipline. Just like working out, just like the person that has the discipline to get up in the morning and run every day. Yoga doesn't have to look like this. Yoga is action. Step your right foot forward and turn to your left and rise up. Slide your toes out. Squat down, hands on your knees, goddess pose. Keep the heart lifted, pull the groin back. And then just encourage with the heel of your hands on the inside of your knees to just try to push your knees towards your pinky toes. And then slowly reach down for the floor and pull your hips back. And begin to walk your hands forward. Now I want you to keep your hips between your ankles. In other words, as your hands walk forward, don't allow that to bring your hips forward over your toes or over the top edge of your mat in front of your toes. In other words, walk your hands forward and then push your palms down and push your butt towards the wall behind you. Walk your hands back and turn to your left foot. We're going to step the left foot back and lower the knees. And sometimes, guys, sorry, I'm just getting you to turn a certain way so that I can turn my body to certain cameras. So, sorry if that seemed a little bit superfluous. Bring your knees up near the top edge of your mat and then slide your hips between your heels. Walk your hands back and maybe lower onto your elbows. Your knees can separate as long as they don't lift off the floor. You might slide your elbows out from under you and bring your shoulder blades to the floor. No matter how far you go back, pin your groin to your mat. And then try to bring your knees at least a centimeter closer. So it just feels like you're preventing your knees from sliding as far apart as they wish to. You're just trying to keep the knees in a container. And let's release. Now in Stronger, we do a lot of standing poses, and that's how we make ourselves stronger, and that's how we strengthen our balance and strengthen our feet, which is really important. But when you need to pry joints open a little bit more, or encourage would be a more diplomatic way to say that, to encourage joints open more, we bring more of our body to the floor because there's more leverage. I can put hands, feet, knees on the floor, more leverage, right? But also, we're trying to gain better motor control, and that's why we never rely on leverage unless we have to create an opening. So you can just bring your knees in, bring your heels in, so that you're sitting on your butt for a second, and just take a moment to take a deep breath in and appreciate the fact that we no longer have to stand and have to balance and fight gravity so much. Plant your hands, lift your butt. Slide your left foot back, and then kick your right foot over, and we're coming into a pigeon. Slide your right knee to the outside of your right wrist, and then keep sliding left knee back. You want to encourage your right foot as close to your left hand as possible, but your knee or hip might prevent it, and your heel might slide under your groin. Know that that's okay. Place your elbows on the floor. But we do want as much as possible for the hip bones to be squared off to the floor. So if there is a tightness or compression we're trying to evade, usually we're either going to roll onto the right butt cheek, or we might roll hard over to the left hip onto the right heel. So we're just trying to find our ability to have the shin help prop up the pelvis. And another way you can get more on the right side is to point your left toes and lift your left knee and press down. And then if your elbows are on the floor and you try to slide, your top of your left foot forward. You're going to feel your left glute engage. You can relax and feel those things relax. This is the art of paying attention. And having the discipline to practice something daily, be it yoga or going for a run, those are big practices. Big things are easier to see. Small things are hard to see. And this is my long-winded way of saying that hopefully practicing one difficult thing helps us remember to practice little things like gratitude. Peeling our eyes off of glowing screens and connecting to people again. And sometimes using a glowing screen, ironically, to connect to people. If you haven't, reach back and grab your left foot and pull your heel to your tailbone. And then release. Plant the hands, step back to crouching cat or downward facing dog. Move around because you can't do it wrong. Lower the knees. Push your thumbs into the floor and push your heart away from your thumbs to round your back. And then let your heart melt towards your thumbs without your elbows bending. Push away. I could just feel this nagging little, it feels like a snag in my left shoulder. Lower your heart towards your thumbs. This is very self-serving here, guys. I'm sorry. Push away from the floor. And then try to draw your heart to your thumbs without bending your elbows. Slide your right foot back. And then kick left foot to the right edge and bring the left knee to the outside of the left hand. Slide the right knee back further. Encourage your left foot to move forward as much as you can. And then when you bring your elbows down, allow your left heel to slide back a little bit if it wants to. And while we're breathing, connecting body to the mat, or if you don't have a mat and you're going commando, connect to your carpet. Connect to this stable thing underneath you. You can point your right toes and lift your right knee. If you try to slide the top of your right foot forward with your knee lifted, you'll feel both of your glutes squeezing. And then when you lower that right knee, you'll feel them relaxing. So take a moment to feel your butt cheeks relaxing. Because we're squeezing our butt a lot right now, aren't we? And it's not for lack of toilet paper. We just squeeze our butts when we're in emotional tension. And we hike the shoulders up to the ears. Bend your right knee, reach back with your left hand. You might have to come off of the right elbow onto the hand. And remember, you can always lasso your foot with a towel. Draw the heel towards your glute. For more, try to drag your right knee forward while you're pulling right heel to tailbone. And release. Plant both hands and push back into crouching cat. Try to tear your mat in half one more time, guys. Lower the knees. Walk your hands to the right and pivot so that we can turn to the side camera and place our butt on the back long edge and extend the right leg out straight. And we're going to do a Costanzasana again. If you don't know what that is, that's a George Costanza. So we're going to lift the butt and then turn to the camera and go. Now just roll forward and walk your hands over to your left a little bit. And then walk your hands back to the right and lower your butt. And grab your right foot with your right hand. And place your left hand on your knee. And pull your heart towards the floor. And then turn your chest to the left. Look away from your right foot as you try to push your right heel away from your left hip. We're trying to twist, lean to the left to take the right glute off the floor, relax the neck so that we create more space from the back of the left ear to the left shoulder, to the left hip, across the pelvis, and down the inside and back of the right leg. Release. Now slide your right foot in, capture the knee on the inside of the elbow, reach back with your right hand, sit up straight, lift your heart, and turn. And release. Slide your left foot out to the corner and walk your hands over to your right. Lift your butt off the floor. I don't have a camera over here, so I can't do a Costanza to you. Just go. And then push, stretch, open. Wherever it feels good to you, do that. And then bring your hips back to the floor. Reach for your left foot. Right hand on your knee. Lean heart to the floor. Get your left glute off the floor. Turn your chest to the right. Relax your neck. Push through your left heel. Release. Step your left foot in front of your groin and capture your knee on the inside of your elbow. Sit up straight. Left hand behind you. Turn your chest from your hips. Release. Plant both feet. Plant both hands. And lift your butt and push your knees over your toes. Lift the heels. Keep trying to push your knees forward. And then try to press your chest up to the ceiling. Lower your heels, lower your hips between your thumbs. Bring your feet into Baddha Konasana. Hold your toes or your shins and draw your heart forward, not down towards your feet, but try to float your heart over your feet and press your knees down. Release. Come into Sukhasana. Right foot in front of the left. Walk your hands forward. Rest your head if you can, or just let your head hang off your neck gently. Walk your hands to your right. Heart draws towards the right knee. It doesn't need to hover over it. And then try to place your left palm on top of your right palm. And push your right hand into the floor with your left hand. Release. Walk your hands back and rise up. And place your right foot in front of your left. Walk your hands forward. And forward might be to here, right? It might even be to here. And your knees might be up off the floor. Remember, breathe through whatever sensation you're feeling. And remember, it doesn't have to look like anything. We're trying to create feeling, not a uniform shape. Walk your hands over to your left. And don't walk that left hand so far that you can't place your right palm on it. And try to push your left palm into the floor with your right palm. Release. Walk your hands back, rise back up. If you prefer to end in Shavasana, as I do, Sukhasana, seated meditation pose like I do. I typically meditate at the end of my practice. And we've finished day 5 of the Barbie challenge because Barbie only says 5 things in her little meditation Barbie. So, but tomorrow is day 6, and I'll be guiding you guys through a very, very brief meditation. Since you're stuck at home anyway, then this is our best chance to start a meditation practice, which I feel is really like the right hand and the left hand to the asana practice. If you prefer to lie down in Shavasana, please go ahead and do that. If there's other poses you still need in your body that I didn't suggest, please feel free to do that. But wherever you are, if you can stick with me for a couple more minutes, close your eyes and just feel your breath. Thank you, everybody, for being here today to practice. We can all do a little bit of moving, a little bit of meditating. That's how any change or habit begins. Just a little step. So nice to spend this time with so many of you live, and I hope that you'll encourage others to watch this on a stream, or would you please help share this information about this live channel. This is day 15, guys, and that's a small step too. But I was thinking to myself the other day, man, if I did this 365 days in a row, how would I do that? So I can't promise it, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. We're going to give that a try. Lie back or sit and breathe. And I'm going to shut up now so that you guys can finish your meditation or your rest. I want to just let you know, I really, really, really appreciate you. And thanks for watching today. Thanks for practicing with me. Namaste.